Right. Okay. Welcome, everyone. This is the third and final day of the Construction Blockchain Conference. I will be just revising what I've discussed yesterday in relation to the CBC and projects and white papers. After that, we will start with the day keynote. So the Construction Blockchain Consortium started in 2018. We support knowledge transfer, arrange commercial and academic presentations, and assess and test commercial services and technology, and also conduct research and drive policy, regulations, and understanding of this radical technology. Where required, we also develop proprietary technology and services for the consortium members, using both outside contractors, but also leveraging PhD and master's students in UCL and other academic institutions. Those services might include development of IP and consultation. So we're following from last year's conference in Paris in collaboration with the CSTB, the Center for Science and Technology of Buildings. We had a really great conference last year, and we decided to carry on and transform the symposium last year in an ongoing conference. So the structure of the Construction Blockchain Consortium currently is divided in a administration group and a lead. The lead is Professor Alan Penn, Professor Philip Trelive, and myself, and we have a steering committee. And we have an administration team, which includes myself as well, Leo Garbut, and Professor Daniel Hall and Eleni Papadonikolaki here at UCL at Construction Project Management. So we liaise with the UK Parliament. We have partners, members, and the community. And we have our internal committee, our steering committee. And we develop a number of strategies related to the different work streams we have. So currently we have work streams looking to how to implement blockchain into BIM, look into how to integrate blockchain in supply chains for the construction sector, and also look into law tech and computational legal contracts and fintech, and how we can improve cash flow and financing of construction. The output of this, they are white papers, academic publications, but also technology projects. I'm working really hard to deploy our first open source technology project in the beginning of next year, perhaps end of this year, but hopefully beginning of next year, in collaboration with Linux Foundation Hyperledger and our strategic partners and members. So the roadmap is really to build up on design tech. So we have BIM, which is the evolution of CAD systems. There are some really fantastic things about BIM, and there are also some really problematic things about BIM. But we think this is a good platform to develop and add other layers of automation. So we're looking into management tech, like team coordination, and we're seeing that BIM is becoming more and more a coordination and management tool, especially with tools like cloud-based BIM and tools like BIM 360 from Autodesk and iModel from Bentley Systems. But we also are looking into fintech and how blockchain and tokenized economies can benefit the BIM process and other pre-construction and construction processes. Legal tech, smart contracts or computational legal contracts. I think this is a very exciting field of research and application in the construction industry and elsewhere. And of course, this all should have this GovTech wrapper, and everything should be come together in order to create efficiencies for governance and better delivery of construction projects in general. And therefore, we look into things like open source projects and how this can be applied industry-wide. The idea is to deal with the challenges we are facing today, things like, economical crisis, the Brexit, and as if the Brexit was enough, the pandemic, etc., and how we can leverage efficiencies and deal with all of that. So in terms of white papers, we had our first publication in 2018. This was a value letter explaining what we are doing and where we want to get to. So we started our first white paper last year, and this was in collaboration with the internal work stream on finance and procurement. Originally, we thought that one white paper in finance and procurement for construction and blockchain would be the right setup to elaborate on the topic, but we realized that there is too much to go into just one white paper. So we changed the title of this white paper. This is now about construction cash flow and blockchain. So we're exploring mainly cash flow processes, and we are planning a couple of white papers in financing and one specifically on procurement. And the idea is to get started with the BIM and computer-supported collaborative design white paper this year. We already had a couple of meetings, and we have a very good team, including Foston Partners and the CDBB. The first draft should be ready for 2021, and in 2021 we will start with the IoT and operations white paper. So the general use of a white paper is that we generate the paper, presented in our annual conference, and this is then presented in the Parliament in the UK as evidence for legislation. And also will lead to a yellow paper, which is a technical paper, and a green paper, which is a sustainability and green technologies or green impact paper. And we are also starting to coordinate this with the European Parliament. In terms of timeline, we are at the moment here. So we were originally planning to publish this white paper back in July. This was the original date of the conference. So we had to postpone this a little bit later on because of the pandemic. And we planning this annual cycle, each year white paper, but also each year implement on the previous year's white paper and create this yellow paper, and then the subsequent year work on the green paper. And with the development of the yellow paper and the green paper for each work stream, we are trying to identify a project, a technology project that can deploy as an open source community-based project. And this is hosted in our GitHub repository. In terms of projects, the idea is that we create POCs and collaborate with the industry and academia, leveraging BIM, but also creating APIs and SDKs, and also investigating cybersecurity issues on the application of the new technologies. And of course, we want to feed into the 4 tiers, the 4 domains we are dealing with: the fintech, legal tech, management tech, and the gov tech. Okay, so this is what we are doing at the CBC. It's a very short summary. If you're interested, please get in touch and please get involved. For the conference today, we'll have the opening keynote, and this will be followed by section 4 on digital engineering management, session 5, innovation, section 6, IoT supply chains and operation, and we'll have a closing remarks later on today. We're quite fortunate to have a number of very experienced and expert keynotes, people mainly from the industry, some academics, and also the keynotes from Alan and Philip Treleaven. So some important links for everything in relation to the conference. Please go to constructionblockchain.org/2020. So the agenda should be there and it should be up to date. Check your email for Eventbrite notifications and also from admin@constructionblockchain.org notifications. And if you have any questions, just email us. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. So with no further ado, thank you very much for attending the Construction Blockchain 2020. Thank you and welcome.